Not everyone's happy with the Japanese education system, like this guy, for example. Here we'll discuss some of the problems and critiques of the Japanese education system, starting with the exams. The exams are notoriously known as Hell Week, and oftentimes, and for many individuals, this is absolutely appropriate. Take little Johnny here, for example. Johnny sees a bright future through the Japanese education system. The system values egalitarian and equal opportunity for students, where, in theory, they control their own fate. If he does well in the exams, he could be part of the upper class elite. However, if he doesn't do well, he'll end up towards the bottom, which is more than likely if Johnny doesn't have much money. What can money do for a student? Well, money can guarantee students advanced study sessions. These are known as juku, or intense tutoring schools. But without this money, Johnny will likely end up at the bottom socioeconomic tier simply because he did not receive a high test score. Johnny now finds his health deteriorating because his extracurricular activities and social opportunities he once had are no longer available to him since he spends almost all of his time studying. Without sports, friends, or family, Johnny only becomes more sad, stressed, anxious, and frustrated with the weight of the exams. Unfortunately, committing suicide or becoming a recluse are real choices that students make in response to the stress of the exams. On the other hand, Johnny's friend Bob over here has just come up with a brilliant idea. He devises a clever plan to use his cell phone and cheat on the exam. Students often attempt to cheat their way into a good grade. The second criticism of the education system is the disproportionate access to bilingualism. The wealthy and elite who drive cars and have lots of money are able to afford juku schools and tutors and have more resources to learn another language. However, the children learn the second language purely for testing purposes and often aren't fluent enough for practical use. The less fortunate on the other side of the tracks don't get any juku classes or tutors. These students are at a loss of cultural capital that is only available to the elites. This reinforces the stratification in the society. While there is another promising alternative, ethnic schools work to cultivate an understanding and language of two or more cultures. Unfortunately, they don't receive enough money from the government and are rarely effective. The third problem in the system is tracking. Tracking is evident in the society due to the students' both social class as well as their economic wealth. The ultimate goal of a Japanese student is to enter into Tokyo University. This is a very restrictive yet widely accepted sign of success in the society, especially because, realistically, not every student can be accepted into this school. Now, vocational and technical school does exist in Japan, but it is marked with a large stigmatization from the rest of society as being a lesser form of education. While students ought to have choices in their education, they're really left with just one option for success, which can be largely detrimental and restrictive. The fourth problem in the Japanese education system is the lack of creativity and individualism in the classroom. Classrooms in Japan promote a sense of unity and community as a whole, while in America, we reinforce beliefs of individual success and encourage expressive creativity. Some people in Japan are looking at both sides asking, why can't we have that? This must mean that the American system is better than ours. Well, not really. Realistically, neither set of values is better than the other. The fifth problem is the alienation of the Gikoku Siju students in the schools. Pretend Johnny is a Gikoku Siju student. This means that Johnny was originally born in Japan, but went to live abroad because his parents relocated for their jobs. Now Johnny returns back to Japan as a Gikoku Siju returnee student. But Johnny comes back and finds that he's not welcome in the schools. He's faced with a huge language barrier since his practical bilingualism isn't useful with the Japanese students who know only exam language. Not only that, but Johnny becomes socially deviant because he's stigmatized as being crazy and losing his Japanese common sense.